How are y'all dickheads doing? It is I, once again, Dick Record, coming to you live from the studio in New York City. Today we're going to be doing a premiere draft in Magic the Gathering Foundations, but before we get into it, if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe, and more importantly, come over to twitch.tv/Dick Record. Link in the description where you can catch streaming video games, leather crafting, and other sort of nonsense every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from around 4 to around 8 Eastern Standard Time. With that out of the way, alright, looks like we're ready already for pack 1. Pick one. What are we getting? Let's see. Okay, so, this is actually a stacked pack, and I'm surprised. I think the card that I will take here is the Scrawling Crawler, because it can go into any deck. As much as I like a good board wipe, this thing is just Neato Burrito. Again, it can go into any deck. It's just a nice 3-drop. If your opponent wants to draw cards, this makes it that much harder. And it's every time your opponent draws a card, right? So this has the equal effect of per turn cycle doing 2 damage to your opponent. It does force your opponent to draw cards, so they will be able to like possibly dig out of any board deficits. But I think that this is a fine 3. I really like playing this card. There are times where the board is just stalled and you just get in with this card because it just keeps hitting your opponent for essentially 2 damage every turn cycle. So I'm going to take the Scrawling Crawler. We're passing up a Day of Judgment, which is also fantastic, a Dazzling Angel, a Hero's Downfall, and a Prideful Parent. There's also a Fleeting Distraction, but I will take the Scrawly Crawly. Let's see what we get pack 2. There's a Hero's Downfall and an Eaten Alive. And a Prideful Parent. Gosh, I don't want to send another Hero's Downfall over, and I like Eaten Alive a lot. I think they're both fantastic cards. We're going to see a lot less Heroes Downfalls than Eaten Alives, but oh my god, the rare is missing from this pack, but that doesn't really tell you anything. I'm very much going to take this Eaten Alive though. I think it's a fantastic card. If we end up in blue somehow with some Micromancers, the Micromancer just gets the Eaten Alive, and later on in the game you don't even have to sacrifice a creature. You could just pay the extra 4, right? So we're going to take the Eaten Alive, and we're happy about it. So confirm pick. Very happy, actually. Especially when you're drawing extra cards, it feels really good. There's a Think Twice here, which might be the best card in this pack for us. There's a lot of filler level stuff here. Wary Thespian's a fine 2-drop. I really like Think Twice in terms of a curve-filling card draw effect, as well as something that you could just pitch to whatever, like Icewind Elemental. Plus, it's a fine 2 into a 3. Wary Thespian. There's so many 1-power things that just trade with this that I'm not thrilled about it. Cards like Burglar Rat, Helpful Hunter, right? Or the tokens from Resolute Reinforcements. I'm going to take the Think Twice. I think it's the best card here. Squad Rallier is really good though. And Grappling Kraken is nice, but it's a 6, and we don't really want to take a 6 so early. Let's see, what are we getting here? There's a Rex Sage. This pack has, I would say, a bunch of nothing, but there's also a Healer's Hawk, which is a really good common, and a Hungry Ghoul. Healer's Hawk, if you get it turn 1 and your opponent can never deal with it, it makes the race pretty bad for them, right? I do like it as a 1-drop. I like Hungry Ghoul as well. It's a nice 2-drop. It makes your opponent's removal feel that much worse if you have any open mana up, because this thing just grows itself a little bit. It's also good for any sacrifice synergies that you may have. I think I'm going to feed into black a little bit more and take this Hungry Ghoul. But yeah, it's like Healer's Hawk is probably the best card in this pack, followed by Hungry Ghoul. But and Fleeting Flight's also pretty good. Reclamation Sage is a sideboard card in Best of Warns. And Goblin Borders can be okay in the red deck, but I just really hesitant to take red cards. Really hesitant to take any red cards. What are we looking at here? There's an Uncharted Voyage, that's fine. There's a Meteor Golem, there's a Wardens of the Cycle. Black-green is not a particularly good color pair. It cares about morbid triggers, allegedly. There's very few morbid triggers in this set. Claws Out's a fantastic Trumpet Blast effect. There's also a Wary Thespian. Meteor Golem is fine if you can get to that high mana value, or to that high land count, or ramp into it, but I don't know if we're playing a ramp deck quite yet, so you don't want to take something that big. Uncharted Voyage is a fine card. This is a very weak pack overall, though. I think I will take the Uncharted Voyage because it's a fine removal spell. It's very good with tempo, and then your opponent has to choose whether or not they want that card again. Do they want to cast it again to have it, you know, enter and be slow, right? Let's see what's in here. All right, so this is going to be where we actually pivot a little bit. See, Thousand Year Storm is not playable. Fire Spitter Whelp is like okay. It actually triggers off of non-creatures spells or dragon spells, which is funny. So if you have two of these, the first one will trigger off the second one entering. That said, it's a 2/2 for 3. It's a Windrake, and there's a common that just beats it in the sky in white. Treetop Snare Spinner is a great card. It's a mana sink, among other things. I also like Squad Rallier. Actually, you know what? Of the two of these, I think I'd rather have the Squad Rallier, wouldn't I? Yeah, let's take the Squad Rallier for now. Okay, so now our card, now our choices get kind of hard. I think that the pick here is the Seeker's Folly. There's a lot of X1s in this format that just don't get really taxed. Cards like, what was it called? Wary Thespian. There's a bunch of 3/1s. There's the 2/1 Sprite, right? So this could kill a bunch of your opponent's, you know, smaller creatures, any goblin tokens from Krenko, or you could just cast this early to like tax your opponent's hand. And I think that that's fine, especially in this format, and especially in black where Burglar Rat's one of the better cards, because it provides a body and makes your opponent discard. I'm going to take the Seeker's Folly here. Again, we're just taking the best card there. The best card here is, I think, without a doubt, the Felidar Savior. The Rallier can grab it, you know, so that's pretty good. It is a 4, so it sits in that 4-drop slot. Savannah Lines is okay. It's a 1-drop. Fleeting Flight is, I think I would take the Fleeting Flight over the Savannah Lines, actually. Aegis Turtles, whatever. Cackling Prowler is, like, kind of okay. I would call this, like, a C+, but it's a 4-drop. If this was, like, a stat point lower on attack and defense, and it costs 1 less point, I think it'd be so much better. We're going to take the Felidar Savior. There's that Claws Out again. There's a Goblin Borders. I'm going to take the Barrier, because it's an okay 2. It kind of stymies the board a little bit. If we're playing an aggressive deck, I cut it immediately, but it doesn't feel like I'm taking the Claws Out right now. So let's take the Barrier. There's nothing really here for us. I will take this 1-drop. I don't want the Quick Draw Katana. This is for your aggressive decks, and it's nice in your aggressive decks, but I just don't want any of those cards. I could see myself playing the Icewind Elemental, actually. It's a fine 5-drop that loots for you, especially late in the game. It could help you dig for something that matters. None of these cards are good. Hidetsuku's Second Right's unplayable. At least Rex Sage has a use, and there's a Wary Thespian, of course, and I'll take the land, sure. Extravagant Replication exists. There's an Empyrean Eagle. There's another, like, not particularly good pack. I could see myself taking the Eagle or the Joust Through here. Those are both really good cards. Joust Through being like a 1-mana, 3 damage to target attacking or blocking creature at instant speed usually is pretty nice, actually, in terms of removal. I feel like we're not playing this Firebrand. If I take the Eagle, we have like no flyers. That's the main issue with it. We have an Icewind Elemental, and that's it. So I think maybe it's the Joust Through over the Eagle. There's also a Healer's Hawk and a Cathar Commando and a Think Twice. And even then, like, this is probably the worst card out of all of them, but this is a pretty weak pack. I don't want the Extravagant Replication. And I don't know. We're going to take the Joust Through in case we end up in white. We're very all over the place here. There's a Krenko. There's a Stab. I love a good Stab, actually. Infernal Vessel is also pretty good. This is hard. This is actually pretty hard. It feels like we're pretty far away from green, so I'm going to take these two out. They were just cards that we took, right? I think... It does feel like we're in black with something else. It might be white because these are pretty good cards, but we have to see what else we end up in, or what else we end up getting. Whereas Infernal Vessel is just like a nice 3, that provides sacrifice value. It trades for something that's an X2 and becomes a bigger creature. Maybe I do take the Infernal Vessel. The stab is just so good, though. The stab is just so good. Yeah, let's take the stab for now. Another extravagant replication. And I don't like Dauntless Veteran. If we're attacking, Skyship Buccaneer gets that much better. And it's another flyer, right? I don't like the Dauntless Veteran because it needs to attack, but it dies to things like Stab and Burst Lightning. I don't want another Uncharted Voyage. No black cards in here. Very importantly, we didn't see the second, and we wouldn't have seen the second Hero's Downfall wheel, so it might be hard to get black cards coming from this direction that we're getting passed from. I will take the Skyship Buccaneer. We currently only really have like 3 white cards. They're all very strong white cards, but I would also still like just play the blue cards that we have. Let's take this Buccaneer. Aye, Buccaneer. Time Stop is not good. So the Strix Lookout is a fine too. What's funny about Time Stop is that like this can be all sorts of things at the same time. It could be a counter spell that just ends your opponent's turn. Like they cast their bomb and you just go end the turn, right? They go to combat when they're about to win. They tap all their creatures to attack and then you end the turn, right? The problem with Time Stop is that it's just very hard to like actually make matter. And I think that a 2 mana flyer might matter more. So let's take the Strix Lookout here. There's another Infernal Vessel. There's a Blood Witch. I'm actually really excited to see this Blood Witch. I absolutely love Vengeful Blood Witch. Did we take the Vessel from the first pack? No, we didn't. Yeah, I'm really excited to see this card because this is another card that just kind of pings your opponent out of the game. If your creatures are dying, they're taking damage, right? So any trades are basically in your favor while Blood Witch is on the board. So I will take the Blood Witch. I love the Blood Witch. All right, Big Fin Bouncer is pretty good. I'm going to take the Big Fin Bouncer, and we're going to take out these white cards for the time being. Joust Through is pretty good too, but like, I really like the Big Fin Bouncer in terms of tempo. It just goes, get that off the board, baby. If your opponent's creature has no ETB, that's just fantastic. And then it's a nice body, you know, it's a Mana War. That's a slightly buffer Mana War. Campus Guide's also okay. I'll take the Big Fin Bouncer. There's a Faebloom trick. That's huge. 3 mana, make 2 1/1 flyers and tap something down. Love a good Faebloom trick. Makes this going this late kind of makes me feel like blue is actually moderately open, so I will take the Faebloom trick. Happy to see that. Witness Protection's bad. Macabre Waltz is only good if we're getting creatures back from our graveyard. I can't see myself doing that. Do I just rare draft the Raise the Past? It's not a good card. 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, then discard a card. Yeah, I guess so. We have Eaten Alive, we have Stab. We're gonna want some more removal. We have a Seeker's Folly. I'll take this. We need more removal, is what it is. There's a Soul Shackled Zombie, and there's an Elementalist Adept. Neither of these are great, but I will take the Elementalist Adept because it's a fine 2. It's not great. Again, it's a 2. It is a 2. Barrier is playable in our deck. I don't think we want to play it. I can take a Self-Reflection. I don't think we play it. Crypt Feaster's fine in the 4-drop slot, but we already have like a few 4s already. With the Bouncer, the Uncharted Voyage, and the Crypt Feaster. Uncharted Voyage acts as removal. Bounce something back to your opponent's hand. Eaten Alive. It also buys you a turn, essentially, if they cast their bomb that doesn't do anything. Like, there's a lot of those in this set, too, like Dracuseth, Krenko, another Firebrand. Kind of makes sense. Not a big fan of the red cards in this set. Wow. Okay, so Herald of Eternal Dawn. We're just going to ignore that completely and take the Hungry Ghoul. There's a lot of good cards in other colors, like Prideful Parent's great. Herald of Eternal Dawn is fantastic. Witness Protection is a terrible card. Don't take it, ever. Gorehorn Raiders, an okay 5. It's an okay 5. If you're getting in with your black-red deck over and over and over again, this being able to ping something for 2, including your opponent, could be good. Goblin Negotiation exists. I'm going to take the Hungry Ghoul. It's a fine 2. It plays well with Blood Witch because if we're just sacrificing creatures for to make it bigger, we're also pinging our opponent, so it creates situations where we just win like that. I will take the stab. There's an Evolving Wilds, Elvish Grower, and Mossborn Hydra. If this was pack one, pick one, I would have definitely taken this Mossborn Hydra. This card's wild. And then hope that the Evolving Wilds wheels. We definitely take the stab here. It's a great card. Fantastic way to just go, oh, that annoying small creature is just gone. I don't like it. I don't want it here anymore. Take the stab. There's a Krenko. Gosh. Alright, we're not going to change our plan. What was I saying about Krenko? I'm going to take the Hungry Ghoul. Yeah, I'm going to take the Hungry Ghoul. I think it's another Elvish Regrower too. Oh boy. Oh boy. Lots of good green cards coming late. But yeah, we'll take the Hungry Ghoul. It's just a nice 2. Sometimes winning in this format is just what can you do early. Or rather, what can you do on curve? We have 2 stabs already and an Eaten Alive. I think this might be a good time for a Sky Ship Buccaneer. He says, if this was an Eaten Alive, I would have taken it. I think we could take a Sky Ship Buccaneer and put the Icewind Elemental to the back. I don't think we're playing the Self-Reflection. But yeah, I think we take the Buccaneer over the stab here. Because we also, it's a 4/3 flyer, right? And we need things to kind of get in and close out the game. There's an Evolving Wilds. There's also a Fake Your Own Death. Is this a Fake Your Own Death deck? I feel like it could be. Let's take the fake. Take the fake! Scoured Barrens is not good. There's a Diagraph Ghoul here, which is also not a great card. It's an aggressive card. I don't know if we want that. It's another Elvish Grower. Whoever's in green, eating well here. Guess we'll take the Ghoul. Inspiration from Beyond, or a Mocking Sprite, or a Strix Lookout. What's our curve look like? I don't think we have that many 3s, right? Yeah, let's take the Mocking Sprite. Well, how many spells do we have currently? We have a fair amount of instants and sorceries. Yeah, let's take the Sprite. I mean, we do need creatures. Offer You Can't Refuse can go away. Soul Shackled Zombie is a black creature. Probably not playing it. Witness Protection. We're not playing that either. Take the Gleaming Barrier. Exsanguinate. I don't think we're gonna like win off of this Fireball, but I will take it just to make everyone else feel like there's less black cards. It does feel like we're playing an aggressive deck. Another Exsanguinate, sure. It does feel like we're playing an aggressive blue-black deck, which means we might want 2 bulk ups at the end. Nobody wants that card. We might want to keep the Icewind Elemental actually in the 4-drop slot or 5-drop slot. It looks like we are going to be getting in a fair amount in the sky, so that's okay. Now we're probably gonna have to make some cuts. Let's see. We're looking at a draft deck of 45 cards with 19 creatures. Let's go back. All right. What are we looking at? Cree. All right. So our removal suite is Eaten Alive and 2 stabs and a Uncharted Voyage, right? So let's go put those over there. As well as the Faebloom trick kind of exists. Self-Reflection I think is a cut. I don't think we need that. Soul Shackled Zombie is also just not good. If we had anything to recur this, like that Asher blah 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 Lich Lord, I think this would be fine, but it's not. We don't have that, so it's not. Elementalist Adept is one of our weaker cards. Let's see. Oh, you know what would have been really good here? That stupid skeleton. We didn't see a single one of them. Let me cut some more cards. We have 18 creatures. 19 technically still with the Faebloom trick, so we could probably cut another creature or 2. We're lacking in removal. Like, aside from the 2 stabs, the Uncharted Voyage, and the Eaten Alive, we're kind of lacking in removal. So I think that we may want to keep our creature count high. We have no hand disruption, so Seeker's Folly might actually be pretty good if we have no Burglar Rats. We didn't see any Burglar Rats going around. Or have that be like the best pick for us, so that's unfortunate, because Burglar Rats are pretty good sacrifice fodder. Yeah, I'm not thrilled about Seeker's Folly, so I will cut that. Let's see. Oh, I'll cut a Gleaming Barrier or two. Yeah, those aren't, like, good creatures, per se. And I think this is our 40. So let's lock that in. Dunzo. Here's our first opponent. We're 0-0 going into round 1. With blue-black aggro? It feels like aggro. Alright, so we go first. There's a bunch of things that we just can't cast. We gotta mulligan that one. I'm sorry. Eating alive, figure out. This is worse, I feel. Do we just not have... We have creatures in this deck. We have like 18 creatures. We just gotta... I think I have to mulligan this, but I think we have to see if our opponent... No, we have to mulligan this. That first hand might have been better, but it was also very reliant on draw a land. This is the kind of format where you don't really want to mulligan either, because tempo matters so much. So I'm hoping my opponent mulligans here, because we have to mulligan this hand. Not being able to do anything until turn 4 with Uncharted Voyage, as this hand is written, very bad. Very bad. Yeah, I gotta mulligan that. Okay, so we can keep this. The Buccaneer and the Voyage to the bottom. Oh, I feel so bad. Alright. Land goat. Or swamp goat. Play an elf. Thank you. You definitely need to kill your opponent's Llanowar elves, because they do put your opponent on turn 3 mana on turn 2, which could lead to them having something stupid like the elf. The 3/3 elf with trample. Nessian Hornbeetle, sure. That can't attack through this guy. Play this. Play a land, Stegg. It does feel like Diregraph Ghoul is one of our weaker spells, so maybe I should cut that and play something else. Is it Truffle Sneak? Okay. Still can't attack through this. If I attack with the Diregraph Ghoul... Let's just stab this Truffle Snout. No attacks. I think we want lands from this point on. I might block this with my Gleaming Barrier. They have a fight spell. I smell it. Oh, wow, okay. Because I'd like to draw a land to be able to cast Buccaneer. That's not a land. Okay. End turn. Nessian Hornbeetle. 4/4. Doesn't grow itself, though, thankfully. Blanchwood Armor is actually not good, so I'm not too worried about it. Of course, famous last words, right? They paid 3 mana for a 1/1 buff. They're looking at the removal spell here. I think they're thinking about using a fight spell or the 3 mana sorcery speed one. Bushwhack. Okay. They're just gonna get a land. Okay. They could have chosen to kill one of our creatures. Makes it a 5/5, sure. I think we're just gonna end up racing here. Yeah, no blocks. Pass. Need a land. My turn. Thank you, game. Auto pay. Get a card off of this thing. There we go. That's a land. Not great, but at least we can race here. Alright, the 4/3 in the sky. Oh, that's the Abrade. That's the Abrade. Watch, it's exactly Abrade. They're gonna Abrade it. They're not even gonna like put their creature at risk with a fight spell. Our opening 2 hands were so bad. Okay. Spitfire Lagak. Okay. No blocks here. Alright, 2 lands was not gangster there. Gong. Hit him in the air. End turn. What we could do here is block with the Diregraph Ghoul and then sack it to the Hungry Ghoul. Sure. Take a point of damage there. Doubling Season. Oh, I really hope to not lose to this. Block like this. One blocker. I really hope I don't lose to this. We're losing to this. We're losing to this. Where is my voyage? Is it on the bottom of my deck? It sure is. We're 100% losing to this. Oh, they're gonna make 2 creatures here. And this thing can block my flyer. Yup. And that's a 7/7. Which means I kind of need to block. No blocks. Pass. Yeah, we're like pretty dead here. Strix, look out. You're a little late. Alright, good game. Okay. It's okay. I thought that they were gonna follow this doubling season up, and I'm sorry, the Elfsworn Giant up with the lands to make 2 tokens. Like, I thought we were gonna like die to that. Alright, leave match. Here's our next opponent. We're 0-1 going into round 2. With a deck. This is fine. This is actually fine. Opponent's going first. We can actually keep this. We finally have a hand we can keep. Okay, Firebrand, sure. Hits us for 1. Alright, that's enough swamps. That's enough lands. When I play the Icewind Elemental, I'd like to actually have a lands to pitch to it, so... Okay. Sure. Alright. Wow. I'm gonna leave this thing blocking. For blocks, rather. No attacks. Because this allows me to, Sure. They could 2-for-1 themselves on these 1-drops. Courageous Goblin. Sure. I will block with the Diagraph Ghoul. Alright! They have something. They might have Giant Growth. I'm gonna attack with this thing. Next. Yeah, those pauses lead me to believe that they have Giant Growth. This is too many lands. It's happening again, folks. Should I have, like, played 16 lands? I hear Jim Davis talking a lot about playing 16 lands. Sure. Pass. Block this. Block one of these because they attacked with both. If they have the Giant Growth, they have the Giant Growth. Right? Pass the damage. Sure. They can't tap that. Alright. I'm gonna loot a land away. Bolt Wave. That's not a good card. Activate this ability. Oh my god. You serious? Are you serious? How many lands is that? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Sure, pass. I'll block. I just... Why are they attacking like that? Okay, that makes more sense. Sure. Land in a... I was about to say, is that another Bolt Wave? Oh my god. Pitch that. Attack with this nerd. So that's gonna be a 3-4. I'll play this. We're gonna loot away we're gonna loot away another land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 12 lands, folks. It'll be a miracle if we somehow win this. 12 dead draws, sure. Brazen Scourge. Bolt Wave. And my opponent just played 2 Bolt Waves. Okay. Attack with this. At least we have a looter. At least we have Strix Lookout to hopefully dig ourselves out of this. This doesn't feel great, though. The Mocking Sprite can trade with the Strongbox Raider. The Icewind Elemental can trade with the Brazen Scourge. Axe Guard Cavalry, sure. You have another 2/2. Uh-huh. Want to see me draw another friggin' land? Holy crap. Alright, so. What are we doing here? If I bounce the Brazen Scourge, they cast it again, it still has haste. If I bounce the Strongbox Raider, they cast it again, they get another card. I have to bounce the Axe Guard Cavalry, right? And then they cast it again, it's only 2 mana, but it's a little bit of a tempo loss. So I think we do that. Can I attack with everything? I don't think I can. So, but I can attack with the Mocking Sprite and the Strix Lookout, so let's do that. A little bit more pressure. We'll play the Big Fin Bouncer. It will bounce the Cavalry. And do I play another land? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think we have anything more than 6 mana, right? So, end our turn here, we could still loot. My god. Please don't play Atali. Please do not play an Atali. Please do not play an Atali. The Big Fin Bouncer can trade with the Strongbox Raider, and the Icewind Elemental can profitably block the Brazen Scourge. Please do not have an Atali. Another... it's the same Cavalry, sure. Gonna loot. Resolve. Pitch that. My turn. Oh, that's great. I think I will play a land here. Next, attack with these 2 numbskulls. And pass it over to my opponent. We have a bunch of creatures now. We can tap down their Strongbox Raider if we feel the need to. And Elementalist Adept is also another way that we can just prevent our opponent from getting in. And in fact, it can it can trade with any of their creatures if we cast it followed by the Faebloom trick. So, that's pretty good, right? I think that's pretty good. I do think that our opponent disconnected, though. At this point, because this is, I think, the concession. Yeah. Alright. Sorry, opponent. Alright, here's our next opponent. We're 1-1 going into match 3, rather. With blue-black aggro, which is not typically an aggro color. This is keepable, actually. Hungry Ghoul. We have the stab for turn 1. Yeah, keep that. If they play a... Nope, alright. Sure. Alright, they must have just drawn that. Alright. Land right on time. I think I'm going to play the barrier next turn and leave up the stab. Especially we have to kill that. Yeah, we have to kill that. Actually, so we stab this, and we're going to play the Lookout because it's just something else that can get in. If we draw a land, we can Blood Witch and Barrier. If they play another small creature, we could stab and then Barrier. Another Evolving Wilds. Yeah, I understand taking so many considering the Mossborn Hydra. That thing would have been huge. We wouldn't have been able to deal with it this turn had we not killed it immediately. Didn't hit a land, so... all attacks. And I'm going to play the Barrier. They could have the 4/2? And I think that they might, which is why this stab is going to feel real good here. Next to damage. Gong, gong. Play the Barrier. Leave up stab. They might have Essence Scatter, which is just not great for them. If I hit a land, we can actually Skyship Buccaneer. Opponent's at 5 lands. There's a giant. Okay. Play this. We're gonna bounce that with the shark, actually, and then just get in. Because they tapped out, so that's like a time walk. This also allows us to just like throw the big fin bouncer. I think if they were going to play that again, they should have played it after playing the land, but what do I know? Aegis Turtle. And Elfsworn Giant, sure. Okay. So no land there. Play this. And I think we send in the Ghoul and the Bouncer. Because either can trade with the Elfsworn Giant? Sure. I could kill the Ghoul if I want to, either by stabbing or by... Oh, they're just taking it. Okay. I'm very surprised. Oh wait, I'd have to stab and then also sacrifice a creature. Never mind. We're doing the opposite of our previous game. Aegis Turtle number 2, sure. I don't think they attack with the Elfsworn Giant. So that's fun. Pass. Alright, they have something. I'm gonna sacrifice the barrier here. Drain our opponent for 1. Bite down. Equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker. Okay. That's unfortunate. Drain him again. Sure. Create a blood token. I'm sorry, a treasure token. Next, we just attack with the Big Fin Bouncer. This is so that we can... Okay. Do we stab here? Alright. Giant Growth. So if I stab that... That's such a weird choice, because if I stab that, it doesn't do enough to kill my Big Fin Bouncer. So do I want to keep my Big Fin Bouncer? I think that they think that their turtle's worth more. So let's do that. Resolve. We keep our creature. Still get to raid with this thing. Sure. Wow. Skyship Buccaneer into Skyship Buccaneer is huge here. Even if they trade their Elfsworn Giant for our Buccaneer, we still have another one. Genesis Wave. Okay. What are they getting? A Mocking Sprite. And an Evolving Wilds. Okay. And that dies immediately. They get another creature off the Evolving Wilds. Sure. 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 That's wild. Alright. Uh-huh. They can't really attack with these, though. Which is fun. Next, I'm gonna attack with this nerd. That's gonna turn on this Buccaneer. Yep. Sure. Have another Buccaneer. Alrighty, kids. Oh, that Faebloom trick is the game. That Faebloom trick, unless they can counter it, is the game. We tap this down, and then we just get in for 8. Perfect. Perfect. I love decks that have lots of card draw. Dinosaur. Okay. Galta! Oh, we were dead to Galta. That's cool. Alright. That's pretty cool. So, anyway, we could even Mocking Sprite into Faebloom trick. Alright, so 1, 2. Right. Instant and sorcery spells I cast cost 1 less. Tap that down. Good game. Nice, nice. I don't know what they were trying to do really there, but we got them. They only paid, what, 4 for their Galta? That's kind of cool, right? 5, 6, 7, 8? Yeah, they paid 4 for their Galta. I don't know. I don't think that Galta does enough. Here's our next opponent. We're 2-1 going into match 4 with blue-black aggro. You heard that right, folks. We're going first. We can keep this. If they lead with a Llanowar Elves, we murder it. Or stab it, rather. Hungry Ghoul. Next turn we have Faebloom Trick. Okay. We'll play the Vengeful Blood Witch, because our opponent's not doing anything, and leave up a stab. End turn. What could they possibly do here? I'm just gonna go aggro here. My turn. I don't know what's going on. Our opponent has done nothing for 4 turns. Turn 5, sure. They have a board wipe, don't they? I'm gonna play the Skyship Buccaneer. At least it replaces itself with a card. And if they board wipe here, they take 5. But if they can't do anything about this board, they're dead. I don't know what my opponent's doing. I do not know what my opponent's doing. Make your move, sure. Sure. Enjoy. You're still dead on board. Tolarian Terror. Okay. I can't eat and alive that thing, so I'm just gonna play the Icewind Elemental. Pitch the island. And end turn. I don't know what they could possibly have that gets them out of this. Arcane Epiphany. Sure. Draw 3. What are you doing, opponent? I think they should have mulliganed. I almost stabbed my own Vengeful Blood Witch. That was silly. I thought about stabbing it just to get another point of damage. Or sacrificing it to the Hungry Ghoul. I don't know. That was a weird match. I don't know what my opponent was doing there. Here's our next opponent. We're 3-1 going into round 5 with blue-black aggro, of all things. Wow. Oh, I have to mulligan this. Yeah, I have to mulligan this. This is not... How many black sources do we have here? 8. I have to mulligan this, unfortunately. This is better? Keep? We can put a blue source at the bottom. Sure. Land go. We're gonna actually leave up the Elementalist Adept. Campus Guide. Actually, you know what? Barrier. Because next turn we're gonna Scrawly Crawly. Our opponent is Jund. Look at that. They're playing 3 colors. I wonder what they're doing. What they're splashing for. Y'all? I will actually block. If this gets a combat trick out of their hand, I don't mind that. It might just be for a raid trigger, yeah. Okay. Let's see. So play this. I could play the Faebloom trick. I think we just want to get the Scrawling Crawler out. Take a damage from the draw. Love a good Scrawling Crawler. I'm trying to think. Now, what should we do specifically here? When we get the Hungry Ghoul out. Yep. Okay. It's going to... Oh, they have another raid card probably here. And if they want to use a combat trick to get rid of my Gleaming Barrier, I actually don't mind. So... I think they do have a combat trick, and that's what that pause is about every time. Prowler. Okay, so that's pretty bad. Okay, so we did hit the land. We can get rid of the Prowler, sacrificing the barrier to Eaten Alive. It would cost us 1, 2, 3? Right? And then we'd have 3 left. I think we have to do that. Because that Prowler is going to be a problem. Sacrifice a creature. Target that. Yes, I'm sure. Sacrifice this. Resolve that. Auto pay. Get rid of that. Next. All attack. And end turn here. I really dislike Cackling Prowler because of the how annoying it can be. We're going to Elemental's Adept trade for the Campus Guide. Next turn, I'm planning to Uncharted Voyage their Goblin Borders. Hopefully they don't have like a better target for it. Yep. If they have a better target for our Uncharted Voyage, that's unfortunate. Dragon Trainer. They do! Draw cards. Sure. Okay, so land. Voyage here. We don't want another land. Hit him with this thing. Hit him with that thing again. We're going to be taking 5 here, so... This is probably the point where we may want to Faebloom trick their borders next turn. Or leave up Faebloom trick, sorry. But hitting our land drops here is actually pretty helpful. I would like to hit something gooder. Our opponent's hand is a lot more full than ours is, though, which is of note. Sure. Opponent appears to be... There we go. It's like, is that blocking? Sure. I think we just dump our hand here. Sure. Eager Truffle Snoot. Okay. Yep. Okay, so we play a land. We could do 2 things here, actually. We can Bouncer. We can Bouncer, bounce the borders, right? And play the Ghoul. I think I want to do that, actually. And then I'm going to offer the trade for the Scrawling Crawler. No, because the Firebrand Archer is probably the worst target for that. Actually, I think we want to bounce the Truffle Snout because the Borders by itself is just a 4/3, right? At least the Truffle Snout can gain them health or gain them life if we let them attack with it. So I'm going to bounce the Truffle Snout. This still trades with the Borders, right? I'm going to offer the trade. Okay. Another creature. Our creatures trade with theirs pretty well. Actually, not even trade. Big Fin Bouncer just, I mean, it trades with that, but Ghoul can eat the trainer. Sure. And if they have a combat trick, I'd love for them to use it. If they attack with the trainer, though, I'm not blocking it, because that tells me that they might have, Fake Your Own Death. Giant Growth? Do you have 2 Giant Growths? Oh my god. Alright, good game. Sure. Sure, good game. Sure! I guess. View battlefield. Yeah, 2 Giant Growths. Didn't actually see that coming. We would have been even more dead had their Firebrand Archer been alive for that too. So, yeah, I guess. Alright, leave match. Here's our next opponent. We're 3-2 going into round 6 with Dimir Aggro. That's what it's called. Oh, okay, I think we can keep this. Diagraphed Ghoul, turn 1, turn 2, Blood Witch? Just gotta be aggressive here. If we could draw a blue source, that'd be great for Strix Lookout. Sure. Land. We're gonna play the Blood Witch here. Gong. Sure. Next. Wow. Play this. Pass. Could use some blue sources. Not gonna lie. This Fake Your Own Death is probably gonna feel really good if they play something that matters that can block these creatures. Because then it no longer can block these creatures. Really would like a blue source, though. That's not just a treasure. Spinner of Souls. Okay. I want them to think that that was a mistake. Damn. Alright. Sure. End turn. Spinner of Souls is real bad for us. Bad to the point where I think we block here. Sure. Like, I need a treasure. Pass the damage. Sure. We get a treasure, we drain him for 1. Sure. A Re4. Angel Dale Finality. Okay, so that's gone. Sure. My turn. God. Are we just not supposed to... Autopay. Are we just not supposed to, no attacks here? Sure. Okay. I think they just attack here. I don't know if... I think we have to trade these two for that, because if they attack with Spinner of Souls, that's just so much value for them, unfortunately. And we need to draw a land. They are attacking, though. Okay. This is probably the game. If they have, like, Giant Growth or something to save it. Sure. Okay, so we drain them for 2. I don't know why they didn't attack with Angel. Alright. That's not optimal. We have more blue sources in this deck. Pass. 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 Sure. This is because I complained about not having anything, any mana, or having too many lands in those earlier games. Sure, my turn. Oh my god. Sure, end turn. It's not even a coin flip. We have a 52% chance of drawing a land here. And I would like for it to be a blue source, in all honesty. Pass. Yep. At this point, I think we're uncharting. this voyage. Empyrean Eagle. Yeah. That sucks. We're pretty much dead on board. My turn. Oh, wow. That actually feels nice. We could Mocking Sprite into Fake Your Own Death, but that's not going to kill anything here. Right? Because I could play this, then Fake Your Own Death. And leave up Fake Your Own Death. Or even leave up, yeah, no. I think we have to Uncharted Voyage something of theirs. And we have to dig for another land. End turn. Sure. Yes. Are they only attacking with those two? They should attack with everything. Okay, past the blockers. Maybe we don't. Maybe we, Elementalist Adept here. Because if I send that in... Yeah, okay, so... If I play this, I can't... I'm gonna attack first. With the Adept. Because this becomes a 5-3 if we fake here. Or a 5-2. So it just outright trades with that. We get it back. So they have one less flyer. We get a treasure. And then... I could Mocking Sprite. I don't think that that's good enough. God, this is really rough. If I play the Mocking Sprite, we do have another blocker. If I play the Strix Lookout, we have another blocker. Let's leave the mana up. I'll play the Strix Lookout. I'm going to leave the mana. I'm going to leave that because this allows us to, if we can get an attack in. Ah, Faebloom trick? Oh, I'm just dead, aren't I? Yeah, tap that down. This is 10. That's 10 damage exactly. Sure. Uh-huh. Okay. That's a lot. Big Fin Bouncer. Sure. Yeah, that's game. Yeah, that's game. Alright. We finally hit another blue source. Okay. Anyway, so that is game. That's 100% game. I could send this in. I don't think they block here. But we don't have enough mana. We have 6 mana total. If I play the Mocking Sprite, we can cast Uncharted Voyage for another 3. But that's not enough. It's like not enough. And we're dead to whatever. So yeah, that's a good game, unfortunately. What a shame. We just died to Mana Screw. Oh god. It was the exact opposite of that game where we just drew 14 lands. And we only won because our opponent disconnected, which kind of sucked. But we took it anyway because it's just like, you know what? I'll take it because this is frustrating enough. That last match was pretty bad though. Like I was not thrilled about it. And then they killed the thing that was going to help us draw out of it. If that thing was around for a few more turns, no, I don't think that would have saved us necessarily. It would have gotten them down to like maybe 4 by that point. All right, so let's look at this deck. Blue-black typically doesn't want to do aggressive things. It wants to be more reactive, right? It wants to be more control-y. So we kind of got to experiment with the aggressive blue-black lines to certain degrees of success. Whenever we got to draw cards off of our spells, that felt really good. Like the Skyship Buccaneers and the Scrawling Crawlers felt good. Having a Strix Lookout to loot into other things really helped during that one match where we drew 14 lands, which I'm never gonna ever forget. Vengeful Blood Witch always felt good. Always felt good. As did Stab. Stab felt good. Diagraph Ghoul. I mean, this just feels like a Savannah Lion with another point of toughness. It blocks the burglar rats that much better though. But yeah, I think that this deck was fine. I think it did exactly what we were expecting it to go, 3 and 3, right? Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. If you watching enjoyed that, dear viewer, please like, share, subscribe, come over to twitch.tv/dickrecord, and depending on when this is going up, come over to youtube.com/recordplayer1 or youtube.com/dickrecord. Links will be in the description so that you can catch my other stuff. But with that out of the way, I am out of here. You have a lovely rest of your evening, folks. Take care.